してきた感情好きでもないこともやらないよ一難去って回って逆難錯乱するゴールへの逆算こんがらがってる勝負の目必死に掴んでる恐怖の目怖い怖い怖いけど負けるのはもっと怖い守るもの守って破るなら破って離れてても分かってる Hey hey stay away Everything I wanna be caught up between them Think they can kill my dream No 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 綺麗な妄想一冊とに捨ててもきな時代は元に我らの先へ躊躇はろうか容赦もないんだろうか Yes for はのかそんなことは聞くなほら相手がなんだろうが好きにしたいんだ嘘はつけないのでなうち言葉を投げつけろ Back to basics それだけでいいのに完全敗戦差勝算なんてのはないんですとか言ってちっちゃいこと言ってまた鉄拳な耳のリオプレイ守りたくたって破れちまうもんね離れてくはないよ Hey hey stay away Everything you want from me I fucking gave you Now let me do my thing No 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 時代は相当きっとキスは言えないんだな容赦もないんだろうか Yes もうあのか乗っていったらどうなるのだゲームは好きだが勝負は好きじゃないんだ互いに傷つくので Oh dancing dancing 腰を振り乱してこのまま一層狂ってしまわないかい Dancing dancing 秋がたぎる返して手放すんでしょ Baby baby 妙な自信が僕を惑わすのはい、ワン、ツー、スリー、フォー出した身整えてさあ浮世で踊りましょう誰にも邪魔されぬ3分41秒自分が自分でいられるこの時間は好きなことを好きなようにやらせてくれOh dancing dancing 踊るように進め誰かが描いた私を壊して Dancing dancing 鮮やかに街で行動の鳥に乗って Baby baby 己自身を差し出せよ通常はどうか容赦もないんだそうだ Yes for はどうかそんなのは嫌さほら
Just only buffing up one every
Yo! What
Yo.
is poppin', everybody? Welcome to another episode of the Teyvat Hangout. I hope everybody is having a wonderful day. So today we have a special guest with us, the content creator known as Krats. If you haven't heard of him, well, let him introduce himself. Krats, what's up?
What is good? I'm Mr. Krats8k from the hit YouTube channel Krats8k. I'm here as a guest. That's what I'm here for.
That's what you're here for.
Am I supposed to say anything else?
I mean, hey, it's up to you to plug yourself, man. That's not my job. Well,
I'm one of the top 4 best YouTubers of all time. Make sure you smash subscribe.
Hey. Anyway, if you guys are interested in checking out Krats' channel, there is going to be a pinned message at the top of the chat, so feel free to check that out after the stream or anytime during the stream if you're enjoying this guy and you want to see more of his content. But anyway, moving on, as always, we got Valk here. Valk.
Yo, yo, yo. What's up?
Hey. So, today we are going to mostly be talking about patch 2.6, really. That's what we're going for today. So, anyway, I mean, do you guys want to share your initial thoughts about the Zephyr of the Violet Garden?
Sure. I think it looks pretty good. It looks a lot better than 2.5, so I'm hyped.
I mean, it's not saying much. Really.
Yeah.
I mean, don't get me wrong. I enjoyed 2.5 had its moments, right? It had its moments, but
it had its moments.
But I'm not gonna lie, 2.6 is just looks way better. And I mean, it has the Chasm going for it, so
Yeah, the Chasm is hype
yeah, Chasm is hype. No questions there.
for sure.
But yeah, man, I can't wait. What the? Hold on, sorry. Something's happening with the stream. All right. No, it seems like it's figured itself out. All right, I'm gonna leave it alone. All right. Anyway, so personally, I think 2.6 is actually going to be pretty lit. I think it's actually going to have a lot going into it, especially with the Chasm. The Chasm is going to bring another region for us. Well, not a region, another area for us to explore. I'm hoping the Chasm doesn't end up becoming the next Dragon Spine, but let's be honest, it probably will. But just because it'll end up being Dragon Spine doesn't mean that it can't be fun. You know what I mean?
I know what you mean.
Yeah, 100%.
Dragon Spine's my favorite area in the game, so, I mean, hopefully it is like Dragon Spine in that sense, but...
True.
I mean, I know what you're talking about, though, so yeah.
Yeah. But, hey, what about you, Valk? Any initial thoughts for your 2.6?
Looks good. I want to play around with the parry mechanic that they look to add. Hopefully they add it to a character in the future. But yeah, I mean, all has to be waited to see. Looks to be, because I know 2.5 set the bar so high for what Genshin can reach. So
It really did.
we'll have to wait and see if 2.6 can surpass it.
True, true.
Oh, I wonder.
I think 2.6 will be good though. 100%.
I
don't have any doubts on it. But I think the first thing we need to discuss before we go any further is our boy, the one and only Ayato. Kabisato Ayato.
Mm-hmm.
Alright, so any initial thoughts?
I think he looks cool.
Flashy as hell.
As he should.
Sure.
Yeah.
I mean, when I look at him, he reminds me a lot of like, you know, Gyu Tomioka from Demon Slayer.
Mm-hmm.
No,
Yeah, when I saw his element, you don't know Gyu?
I haven't seen Demon Slayer.
Krats, you haven't seen JJK, you haven't seen Demon Slayer. What have you seen?
Not much.
We might need to teach you about the way.
Teach me how to watch Demon Slayer.
Not teach you how to watch Demon Slayer. You need to watch Demon Slayer.
I mean, I've heard it's good. I'll get to it at some point.
Hey, you're doing yourself an injustice.
Sounds like you're holding a gun to his head.
Yeah.
Dude, I might as well
Demon
be.
Slayer.
I mean, shoot, he's out here doing this to himself. That's crazy.
I'll watch it at some point.
You better watch it. It's so good.
Yeah.
It's amazing. It's amazing.
With Ayato, I want to say his E, as flashy as it looks like it proposes a lot of issues because it locks him into place. He can't move while he's doing it.
Yeah, he can't move while he's doing his E. But I mean, at the same time, I feel like there's a few ways to like get around it. Obviously, one of the easiest ways is the freeze mechanic. You know what I mean? Like set up somebody that can help like gon you or something, so you just freeze them in place while you're slashing. While that will not be that great against bosses, it should still be useful. 100%.
Yeah, the main issue he's going to run into is against bosses because Genshin's a very mobile game. There's a lot of characters that need to be constantly moving around, so it's going to be very interesting to see how he pairs up against a lot of bosses that are just going to just pile drive him with very heavy hits.
That's true. That's very true. But
It is full true.
I think he's gonna be fun. I like his elemental burst though. That to me is like his main selling point in my opinion. That elemental burst being similar to Ganyu's is huge. Like very, very huge.
It looks cool. It looks nice and cool looking.
I mean, it's more than just looking nice and cool looking, man. That elemental burst is like the truth.
I mean, that's usually what I
The
base
truth?
getting my characters off, is just nice and cool looking, so it works for me.
Well, if it works for you, that's good enough. But I think he's going to have a lot of potential pairings with characters like what's their name? Yoimiya is gonna be good. Yunjin's gonna be good. I actually made a
Kokomi.
video. Kokomi. I mean, I don't. What is he gonna do with Kokomi?
Nothing.
I mean, I don't know what he's gonna do with Kokomi, but no, he's gonna be also his potential pairing with cryo characters is gonna be awesome, especially with a character like Ganyu and Venti. If they do the whole Venti combo into, you know, grouping the enemies with the ice and the freaking hydro droplets going on, it's gonna be insane. It's gonna be insane. That's for sure. He has a lot going for him. The one thing that I was a bit sad about though is that his elemental burst only improves normal attack damage. I was really hoping that it would buff elemental skill damage, but apparently that's not the case. Sorry, not elemental skill, buff charge attack damage, but apparently that's not the case. But I guess the main reason they did that is because they wanted it that when he's paired with his sister, that it's probably not too overpowered, but still he can benefit her.
Insane.
Yeah, especially if she gets, you know, if you have an Ayato with C6, that's already insane amount of like charge attack scaling. Yeah. But yeah, that.
Ayaka, though.
Yeah, I have Ayaka, but like when you get her C6, I think that was the main reason they did that, was to incentivize people to still get her C6. Because if you have Ayato out here like buffing the mess out of her charge attack as well, it kind of makes C6 lose a bit of value. Not a much, but just a bit. So I think that's why they did it that way. But it's still, he gets a bit of synergy. He can set up some really nice plays for his sister. It looks like it's honestly just a whole dandy thing. And it's going to be solid for him, 100%. I don't see him being honestly bad just due to the fact that he has so much going for him in that elemental burst. I mean, it's basically Ganyu's.
I don't have Ganyu though, but Ganyu looks good, so good for Ayato, yeah.
Oh yeah. What about you, Falk? You have any potential plans for trying him out with anybody? Are you even planning to get him?
Yeah, I'm definitely gonna get him. I think he's mostly gonna excel in like a more so mono team comp. Because, like I said, for floor 12 mostly, well, current floor 12 it's a ton of bosses. So I don't think Freeze is going to carry over too well in the current setup. Unless it changes, but the way things are right now, I think a mono team would do him a whole lot of good. So that's kind of what I'm thinking of at this point.
Oh. Yeah, I can definitely see that, 100%. Oops.
Yeah. I can see it too. I'm envisioning it right now.
But I could definitely, honestly, for me, I think I'm gonna pair him with Yoimiya. I'm gonna try the Yunjin combo on top of that. I still haven't decided who the fourth is going to be. Probably a Bennett, just because, you know, Yoimiya's on the team. Also, he can also benefit from Bennett being on the team as well, especially since he's going to be stationary. He's not leaving that field once he gets set. So he can just go ham on the slashes. Even though I'm also thinking of another alternative being Zhang Ling, and she could probably benefit off of all of the hydro application that he's going to be putting down through his slashes and his elemental burst. And that's just some. I've been doing some theory crafting on potential team comps for this man. I've been doing some quick theory crafting for this man. I'm really looking forward to his potential in the game, 100%. All right.
Me too.
So we got nothing else to say about our boy Ayato?
Not I don't.
Well,
There's not really much to talk about.
There's
till it comes
not.
out, because then we'll have actual numbers and stuff that we can digest and work with.
that's true. Oh, but we did forget to talk about his passive real quick. So he does have a passive where if he's off field and his energy is already low, he apparently regenerates energy at a set interval. I'm not sure how much it regenerates to or how fast it regenerates, but that's actually pretty good. So I imagine he's not going to be struggling energy-wise a lot, but he's still probably going to benefit from having characters like the Raiden Shogun, of course, on his team, and anybody else like Singcho or something. But yeah, I do like that they put something in there to kind of, help ease into his energy, because I imagine he probably must have a pretty high cost on his burst if he needs a passive like that. You know what I mean? They usually don't give passives like that to a character unless they have quite a bit of energy, or they're just meant to like spam their burst like crazy. So it's one or the other. That's for sure. But anyway, we can move on and let's talk about these banners that are coming up, because we need to talk about them. So in the case of the first half of 2.6, we have Ayato and Venti. Ayato and Venti. Yeah. Ayato and Venti are coming to town, and it looks like they are going to be the first half. Unfortunately, for a lot of people, they were hoping for a different Anemo character, be it Kazuha.
I was indeed hoping for him as well.
Yeah, a lot of people missed out on Kazuha's first time, and they've been waiting for him to come back since, well, forever. But you know how it is. You know how it is.
I know how it is. I lost 50-50 to Chi-Chi on his banner.
Dang. That's rough.
It is rough.
But hey, I think it will be fun. But yeah, with Venti coming, the thing is this. Normally, I would say, if you're going to pick between Venti and Kazuha, I would normally suggest Kazuha. But at the same time, Venti is an Archon, and I know a lot of people who play this game want to collect all the Archons. They want to have the full collection. They may not already have it, but they're trying to get them. So I can't blame anybody rolling for Venti. The only thing is this: I caution you, if you want to get Kazuha and you're looking at Venti as kind of just like a temporary fix, I wouldn't really do it. That's the thing. I wouldn't really do it because Kazuha is coming around the corner. But if you want Venti for, being Venti, hey, I'm not here to stop your hustle. Do you and get yours. And then also in the second half, we got our girl Ayaka coming along finally. I know a lot of people have been waiting for her to rerun. I know some people are trying to get her C2. I don't blame them at all for that either. Also, get the sibling duo going. But yeah, Ayaka, honestly, one of the highest rated characters in the game. I'm also looking forward to coming back. I might get her C2 myself. But yeah, what are you guys' thoughts on these banners, and are you guys planning on rolling on any of them specifically?
Well, I already have Venti and Ayaka, so I don't want to roll on those because I don't spend money on the game, so I'm not trying to get the C7s and all. But Ayaka is definitely good, and I would recommend if you need a DPS and have the characters that work well with her, then get her, because I would say, yeah, she's good. And I probably want to get Ayato, because he just looks cool.
Yeah.
And that's the only reason I don't actually know how good he is.
Yeah. What about you, Valk?
Yeah, I'm definitely going to be getting Ayato. Just because I want to test, I want to see how good he is and all that good jazz.
Yeah. But yeah, that's a good piece of advice. Like I said, if you are waiting for Kaza, because I know a lot of people are, just gotta hold out a bit longer. I would also, if you dream a little bit, you could always check some dreams. But but real talk, for those of you who are Kazuha oneers, I'd probably wait. But at the same time, this banner period does not look bad at all. I wouldn't blame anybody for rolling on it. I mean, Ayaka is literally one of the top characters in the game right now. Venti is a freaking Archon, so I know people are trying to get their completion score by having all the Archons. And Ayato is family, and you never turn your back on family, as Vin Diesel would say. So
For real, for real.
yeah, so you gotta. I don't blame anybody on rolling on any of these 3 banners. Just be careful and make sure that this is what you want. That is the only thing I recommend. All right. So, moving on. We need to talk about the Chasm. So, real quick, before I start moving on to the next step, for some reason, I'm having internet issues and technical difficulties. I don't know if you guys may have noticed, but the stream might be lagging a bit. I am sorry. I did not know this was going to happen. Everything seemed good before before I started, but apparently it is not. But, we'll just tough it through. So I was going to try something different today, but it seems like the internet doesn't want to work with me. So just heads up if this looks bad. So anyway, moving on. We need to talk about the Chasm. I know a lot of people have been looking forward to this, and me myself have also been looking forward to the Chasm. It gives me I don't know if you guys have seen Made in Abyss, but
Nope.
man, I'm done talking. I'm done doing anime references in front of you. You just hurt my soul.
I've seen like 4 anime.
I'm
in
not
my
doing
lifetime.
any more anime references in front of you because you just hurt my soul right now. Anyway, I'm a big fan of Made in Abyss, and as soon as I saw the Chasm in more detail, I was all about it. I want to go explore it. I want to see what's in it, and it looks like there's going to be a lot to explore. Now, I'm not sure if it's going to be bigger than Economia, but I wouldn't be surprised. I'm actually thinking it might be one of the biggest single areas that we get to explore in the game. So I'm really, really looking forward to that 100%. What about you guys?
I am super hyped for the Chasm. I've been waiting for it because I thought it was going to come out in 1.6 or 7
Yeah.
or something. And it's been longer than that, which is, I don't know. I've just been hyped for it for a long time. And now it's finally here and it's cool. I'm going to be able to play it. So that's my opinion.
What about you, Val?
Kind of the same here. I mean, it's something that has been there since the very beginning of the game. Just a big old chasm on the map. It's cool to finally see it come out. So I'm curious to see exactly how big it is because they kind of didn't really say too much about it in the live stream.
That's true.
Yeah.
But I think the reason they didn't talk about it too much is because they wanted to keep an air of mystery going for it. You know what I mean?
Yes.
Yeah, for sure. So I don't blame them for not sharing too much about it. I think that it's better that they kind of kept it hush-hush and didn't share too much. I mean, we know about the Ruin Serpent. It seems like there's obviously going to be the above ground area where it's the pit. And then we have the underground. The question is, how deep does it go? Because I want to know. But, we probably won't figure that out anytime soon. But another thing is, we have an Archon quest. And Dainsleif is back. And I know a lot of people have been waiting for this man to come back. A lot of people have been waiting for Dainsleif to come back. So we're probably going to get a good chunk of story about the Chasm. And probably learn more about the Abyss and maybe what the heck Dainsleif went off to do. Because I've been wondering why he just disappeared on us like that.
Yeah, he really did just dip for a moment.
Yeah, 100%. So I'm hoping that we can get some answers with the Chasm and that we can just have some fun. Also, it seems like the Chasm is where the Dusk enemies that we were introduced to in Economia are finally going to be permanent enemies and not tied to the event in the world. Because from what I saw in the trailer, it seems the Dusk enemies are there, and I wouldn't be surprised if we get a few more extra enemies on top of that, especially since this is the Chasm. They were talking about different life forms living underneath the ground and everything when they talk about it. So we might see some new forms of enemies other than just the Dusk and also the Ruined Serpent. So I'm hoping that's the case because getting some different enemies is always a fun thing.
I do like new enemies.
Except specters. I hate specters. Those things are the worst.
Specters are awful.
They are the
There's
worst.
One other new one that I hate too. I forgot what it was though.
I never understood what's the deal with specters because I thought they were just slimes that float, but those things are tanky as mess.
For real, and it's impossible to hit them sometimes.
Oh yeah, they show up at the wrong party and the specters just whoop me.
For real, I got that Kokomo DPS fighting like the Hydro Specters SMH.
Oh man, specters, and I hate them. All right. Anyway, moving on. So, we are here to talk about the new events. So, basically, the first main event that is coming for patch 2.6 is the Hues of the Violet Garden. That's basically the festival. It's going to encompass a photo event, Theater Mechanicus with some new perks. It's going to have a sword pairing event sword fighting event, and then it's going to have finally a flower pot going on. So the main thing I noticed about this event that I'm really looking forward to, honestly, is the fact that it seems we're going to have characters from other regions coming into Inazuma, which is something I was really looking forward to.
That is pretty hype, I can't lie.
Yeah. Because I love, especially finally we're going to get to see some interactions that we may have been hoping for, especially Klee and Yoimiya. That's one interaction I've been waiting for the longest time. Ever since I saw Klee, the explosive expert in Mondstadt, and then you get Yoimiya and explosive experts for fireworks in Inazuma, I was like, yo, these two need to meet. And it's finally going to happen. So I can't wait to see that. That's going to be pretty lit. But other than that, Theater Mechanic is coming back. That looks like it's going to be super fun event. And it's improved. And it's going to be faster. Because we all know Theater Mechanicus takes a minute.
Yeah. I'm glad about that one. Because, man, that took me 7 years.
True. And then...
Not bad or anything, just...
And then we have the flower. We have the flower event as well. Apparently, we're going to get a new flower pot arrangement set up for Inazuma. Well, not just Inazuma flowers. It's basically floral arrangements. That's what we're doing with the pot. So it's going to be a new piece of furniture. That's what they said. And then finally, the sword fighting event, which I know you, Valk, are looking forward to. Yeah.
Can't wait for the parry mechanic. I want to play with it. See what it's about. Like I said, I hope they look to adding mechanics like that in the future for actual characters.
True.
It does look hype. But I'm more hyped for the flower event. It looks so good.
Hey, he's gonna get his feng shui on.
I'm about to make some flowers.
But yeah, also that festival is going to be giving us a free Xingqiu. So for people who have been looking forward to getting their hands on Xingqiu, this is your chance. I hope that you enjoy it. And I hope he isn't just, you already have a C6, so you just get an extra roll. Even though an extra roll never hurts anybody. But yeah, I was kind of surprised. I was kind of hoping it would be an Inazuma character, but it was Xingqiu. And I'm like, dang, man, you really picked Xingqiu? We can literally pick this man for Lantern Ride if we really want him. You guys could have picked somebody else that we can't pick. I was really hoping it would be a Sayu or Totoma, even though I already have them C6 too. I just think it would have been better use of their time if they picked one of those other characters.
I would have liked a Goro, because
actually I could have used the Goro
on Ito's banner and got 3 Goro.
Yeah, you're lucky. I only got
nice to get him
2. I only got 2, man. Oh man. But hey, that's how it be. But yeah, I hope that in the future they eventually put something. I know, Genshin Impact, China-based game, so they're willing to let us pick 4 stars from Liyue. But I'm like, come on, man, can you guys do something to help out people who want the Mondstadt and Inazuma characters? Because you guys have made this a global game. You know what I mean? It's become a global phenomenon. Don't get me wrong, I get it. You gotta have that pride in your nation, but hook some other places up. Hook some other places
you got
up.
to between. You got to pick between Fischl and Fischl, so.
Oh yeah, feels good, man. Hey, do you know how many people would want a Bennett? They've never given a free Bennett, and it's probably the best move. Because Bennett makes banner sales go good, even if the banner's garbage. Because everybody wants a Bennett. Oh man. Anyway, moving on. So another event that's going to be happening is the Spices of Life or something event. Basically, Cooking Mama.
The web event, the Flash game.
Yeah, the Flash
That
game.
event looks terrible.
Yeah.
I love
But at least you get to feed your food to like one of your favorite characters. So that's pretty cool. At least you'll get to interact with some of your characters. Yeah. I mean, that's part of the reason I like the Serena Teapot, because once you make the special area, you get to interact with your character a little bit more. And I don't think anybody's against character interaction. I was just worried that the Spices from the West event was just going to be cooking. But at least you can, like, you could give some food to Beto or whoever else if they put people on the list, or maybe they just let you pick whoever you want. It seems like you just get to go to your Serena Teapot and give them food. So it seems like all the characters might have new voice lines for the food.
I'm gonna make the spiciest food I can and go feed it to Bennett.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. And also, for you simps out there who know Raiden can't cook, and you're like, hey, Raiden, you don't need to know how to cook. I'll cook for you. This is your chance. This is it. So I don't want to hear it. Yeah, no, because all these people out here, they're like, oh, Raiden can't cook. I'll cook for her because, she's my queen. This is your chance right here. So you better take it. All right, so.
Yeah, I'm sure the Raiden Shogun will be overjoyed.
Oh, yeah, 100%. 100%.
Yes.
So, next up, we have another event called Lumenstone Research. Basically, it's going to be taking place in the Chasm. It seems like it's going to be a exploration / No. This one's just going to be a combat event, so a challenge event, similar to the which one can I say? Energy Amplifier. So you'll be able to use Bus, or even the recent potion event that we did. I guess that would be a better example. So you'll be able to buff your characters for your party with specific buffs. I don't know what all the buffs are going to be. We'll figure it out when we get there. But it looks like it's going to be a fun little challenge event. And it looks like it's going to be like a wave horde mode. So we have a time limit. Basically, kill as many enemies as you can. It's kind of like Haku Iki, but with 4 characters instead of 2. So that's going to be interesting. But I'm actually looking forward to it. I actually like these events where we just get to like kill as many enemies as possible in a short amount of time. Yeah.
Yeah, I love stuff like that. I love to actually be able to use the artifacts I've spent over a year accruing. So
True. And also, it seems like it's just like, it's really good for, I bet speedrunners love it a much. Speedrunners love it so much. I mean, I know speedrunners already love Haku Iki too. So that's how it is. And then finally, we have the selfie event. What is it? Inside the canvas lens or something. But yeah, that one, basically, we go around, we take pictures at specific locations, and we're apparently able to use like our elemental skills and elemental burst. I remember you asked me about this earlier, if I'm gonna enjoy it. The thing is that I take pictures for my thumbnails most of the time already, Valk. So if they finally add a picture mode where I can use my elemental skills or elemental burst in like, a controlled setting without having to like frantically try to take the picture, then yeah, I'm down for this event.
it's not.
Me too.
It's not a mode or anything. It's something they're gonna take and get rid of. Speaking of modes, why do we still have just 2 poses in photo mode?
Man, I have no idea. I've been sitting here waiting forever to get more poses.
We just have 2.
We only have 3 face expressions too. I'm like, what's going on, man? It's about time that they add like a pose or 2. It's almost been 2 years. We're closing in. Well, it's been 1.5 years, but we're closing in.
For real. Hold up, wait, does my mic audio sound garbage all of a sudden?
You good, man?
No, you're good.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
Outside the canvas, inside the lens. That was it. But yeah. So, we got a lot of picture events, and we got flower arrangement. So, a lot of these events are pretty tame. I'm not sure how I feel about the Inazuma Festival as a whole. Honestly, the only really the two good events that are coming up, in my opinion, for it are the Theater Mechanicus and the sword fighting event, really. And then we also, we have the Lumastone. But if I had to compare like Inazuma event from what I've seen so far, I have to be fair and judge it once we actually get it. It honestly seems pretty tame compared to like the Lantern Rite and the Windbloom Festival. If I'm just being honest. Seems pretty tame. But I think that sword fighting event could, balance things out. So we'll have to see how that goes.
Yeah, the sword fighting event looks nice.
Yeah. But
yeah, personally, I don't know how it's ever going to live up to the expectations set forth by 2.5.
Yeah, you're right.
Yeah, 2.5, man.
2.5 set the bar high.
Oh, it said it's super high. I don't care what anybody says. 2.5 out here, making everybody look bad. Alright, so moving on. We need to talk about these new artifacts. We need to talk about them. So, let's start with the Zhao set. If you wanna start us off on this.
Basically, what the set does, and all you need to know about, is the more HP you lose per second, the more attack you gain. I think you can realize why that set's good for Zhao. Ends up being very, very, very good. Now, that being said, is it worth farming a whole new set? Not really. It's like a 10% damage increase or something like that. It's not really worth it because you got to farm new artifacts and stuff, but it'll give you something to do. I mean, that part's nice.
Very true. So what I've heard about that set in particular, apparently I Win to Lose just did some quick maths. He hasn't done like full calculations yet. He's waiting until it's live, which you should do. You should form your opinions when something's live. You shouldn't form it beforehand. But from the looks of it, that set is only going to give like a typical Zhao player with the Anemo and like, 2-piece Virides and 2-piece Glad or 2-piece Shime, like about a 10% damage increase at most once you get it like fully stacked. But at the end of the day, for the Zhao min-maxers, this looks really, really good. As for the other set, Echoes of an Offering, I have a lot of concerns about this because I've been looking at this one extensively.
That one's bad.
Yeah.
It's really bad.
Yeah.
People can argue it all they want, but Gladiator does a very similar job to it, and it's better. It's consistent. Shimenawa is better and consistent. That set is very, very inconsistent.
Don't forget Heart of Death too, because people are looking at this set for Ayato.
Heart of Death also.
Yeah.
Heart of Death also is very consistent, super consistent set. That set looks really, really bad. That's all there is to it.
Yeah, I don't really like the RNG basis of it due to the fact that, especially for characters like Ayato or Yoimiya, these are some characters you might think of when you want to use this kind of set, right? So you think of this set, you're like, okay, these guys have a very short period to do their damage. Ayato, he seems like he's going to have his stance for a little bit. Yoimiya, she only has her stance for like, 9 seconds? So you have a limited window to do a bunch of damage. Do you want something that could potentially buff a good chunk of your hits, or do you want something that will 100% buff all of your hits? You know what I mean? And in the case of somebody like Ayato, who seems like he's going to be depending on his elemental skill that does normal attack damage, honestly, he is going to want something that maximizes that short window that he's doing his slashes. So I think an artifact set like the Heart of Depth, obviously Gladiators, if you have it, even Shimenawas, if you're not really caring for his burst, even though I don't really recommend Shimenawas for him, are better for him because you get all of your hits buffed. Now, there is one aspect that is still up for debate for this artifact set. I don't know exactly how it implements itself in the damage formula. Right now, the community seems a bit split on there are two ways it could possibly be implemented. So it can add either 70% on top of your multiplier for your normal attacks, which could be great, especially for characters with low multipliers. Or it could be similar to Yujin and Shenhe's, where it adds a flat amount of damage that is later multiplied within the formula. So right now, we still have to wait until it's actually live because we just don't know. We can't make any claims about this set until it's actually live to understand how its calculation is done. But let's just assume that it hits 20% harder than if you use a Heart of Depth set for Ayato, right? The thing is this, there is still a RNG on top of this. So you do not have a 100% chance to hit all of his slashes with them being buffed. So do you want to take the risk of getting a good chunk of your slashes damage improved, or do you want something that will 100% improve all of your damage across the board? Sure, it might be a little bit less, per screenshot per hit, but it's consistent. It's up to you. But yeah, I wouldn't really recommend this artifact domain to people unless they either have a Zhao and they're farming for Zhao, or for some reason they don't have gladiators or Heart of Depth or anything, and then they just get this as like a byproduct while farming for Zhao. That's really it. Honestly, I probably wouldn't even touch this domain unless you have a Zhao. I'm just being honest. But it's an option. It's an option.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's
I'm not gonna be farming for it.
like I said, it's bad. I wouldn't even bother with it. To be honest, with the Ayato's really low multipliers, you could even run something like 2-piece Glad, 2-piece Shimenawa. Just because he's going to have really, really low multipliers and just any bit helps. And if I had to guess about the way it's calculated, I would assume it's going to be additive, just like Gladiator, just like Shimenawa, because it's not worded in any unique way comparatively to those. The only reason Yomi and Yunjin have different scaling is because it's in their skill. It's just their own thing. They're the only characters that buff their own normal through skills, as far as I know. So they have their own scaling through it. But yeah, I mean, I assume it's just going to be additive like the rest, and it doesn't seem like it's really worth it.
Yeah, so right now it's just kind of tough to call it. We'll have to see it work, but the RNG is what kind of makes it a turn off for me. And this honestly kind of made me upset too, because I was looking at the set, right? And I'm like, why would they implement a normal attack damage set, right? That hurts itself when this is literally all it's good at. I just never understood it. Because, like, we look at an artifact set like Shimenawa's, right? Shimenawa's improves plunging, normal, and charge, right? It improves 3 things, but it pays a price of 15% energy, right? Sorry, not 15%, 15 energy. This set only improves normal attack damage. So I'm like, okay, if it improves just one aspect of that damage source, why does it still have to pay a price being RNG when Shimenawa's can improve 3 sources of damage and it just gives up 15 energy? I just felt like, no, they should have like just kept it, it improves normal attack damage and that's it. But I guess the main reason they did this was because they wanted something different from gladiators and something that just didn't outright destroy gladiators. But I don't know how to feel about this one. Honestly, it's also kind of just weird that we have 2 more artifact sets that come with 2-piece attack.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know how to feel about that one, man. I don't know.
It's probably one of the safest things to do in one of the most general ways. And I'm going to be real, for Xiao's set, it makes the most sense because Xiao doesn't need animal damage percent.
Yeah.
I said this a bunch. He doesn't. His bonus damage percent gets so high, especially whenever you factor in constellations and things like that. He reaches somewhere by himself like 215, 230% bonus damage percent. It's absolutely insane. He doesn't need any more animo damage, so just giving him just attack is the absolute best thing. That's why the set's the way it is. As far
Well-
as Ayato's set, I don't know why it's attack percent, but I mean, the set's garbage anyway, so I doubt anyone's gonna use it.
True. But I mean, it is also, you can use this like, honestly, the 2-piece. If you do end up farming this domain, you'll have a bunch of 2-piece artifact attack percent options. So
Yeah.
you'll be able to mix and match here and there. So I guess that's one good thing. But I wouldn't rank this as like the new go-to domain by any means. I still think Emblem and Shimenawas are just kind of the way to go.
Yeah.
But again,
Unless,
if
you're farming for Shenhe, which I don't know why, but she is.
oh
good
yeah,
with
she can
2P.
use this. Yeah, Miko
She
can
can-
use this because she still doesn't have a set. She can just use 2-piece combinations. Yeah.
But I mean, I already have my Shenhe completely built, so I have no reason to farm this because I don't have Shao either.
Yeah, honestly, I wouldn't touch this domain unless you have Shao. Or you just really, for some reason, want that other artifact set.
Yeah, I mean they look cool.
I mean, they do look good. I'm not gonna lie. You know, there's gonna be a bit of lore, though. I know some people are lore junkies, so they'll probably just farm it real quick to get the full set.
Yeah.
I want to know the lore on Shao's set because it's a purple Yaksha mask,
Yeah,
which makes
That
me think
is
it's the
true.
Electro Yaksha.
yeah. I know people are gonna probably go for there. Anyway,
I do want to know the lore on it.
hey, be like that. So, next off, we want to talk about Sumeru. You want to talk about Sumeru. Krats, you brought it up, so hey,
I
get
do.
started. What you want to talk
All
about?
right. So I want to just talk about how hype it's gonna be because I'm just so hyped for this region since day one. Because well, I also want to talk about the lore of, but I don't know. I don't know where to start. I have so much things to say.
All right, how about we start with obviously one of the easiest topics to begin with, the Dendro Archon. So, as you already know, Sumeru is the nation of like, I guess knowledge. I wouldn't really call it, even though it's supposed to be like the nation of like, is it wisdom? I'm gonna
Yeah,
call it
it's
knowledge.
wisdom.
Yeah, it's supposed to be a nation of wisdom, but I don't think they were so wise.
Yeah.
Yeah, but knowledge, right? So apparently there's been rumors that the Dendro Archon is supposed to be a small girl with white and gray hair. So I heard that myself, and I was like sitting there, I was like, dang man, if I had to guess who the Dendro Archon could be, I was kind of hoping that it would be Teresa from Honkai Impact.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah, because it would kind of make sense, especially if it does end up being those qualities that people are saying that it can. And it would also kind of be perfect because, like, Teresa in Honkai is, you know, she's kind of the go-to character for questions for a bunch of things when it comes to dealing with, you know, the BS that is in that game. Not to
Yeah.
mention she's knowledgeable, but that's what I'm hoping for. Teresa being the, you know, Dendro Archon. Obviously, I don't think she's gonna keep the name Teresa. She'll probably have some, you know, more Sumerunian name, Egyptian name or something. But it would be cool if the model is based off of her. Because I mean, we already know, like, we already have what, the Raijin Shogun, and then we have Yaimiko. Venti is basically based off of Wendy from Honkai. We have Murata, who's supposed to be, we're guessing Himiko, right? So, I mean, some people are guessing Durandal is going to be the Hydro Archon. Some people are guessing Bronya is going to be the Cryo. So, shoot, why not just, you know, wrap it up and add Teresa in there too? You know?
Yeah.
Instead of Teresa, it's going to be Erisa.
Man, you better get out of here.
Yeah.
Hey,
I mean,
yeah, go.
there's talk about that the one Archon that's the Dendro Archon is like the fake Archon, and there's actually a different one, and that's
Yeah, some people are talking about that too, but I think the thing about her being called Lesser Lord Kusanali may have to do with the fact that the previous Dendro Archon died. You know what I mean?
I think the Lesser Lord thing was like a mistranslation or something. I've heard that.
I don't know if it's really less. Well, think about it. Like, okay, think about it like this. So, the people of Sumeru, right? Let's say they had this Archon, right? For the longest time, the Archon before. And then, next thing you know, like, they had this big, great Archon. Then, he dies, right? So, you have somebody else come in. But, let's say they're just not doing as good a job as the original. I wouldn't blame them for calling that person Lesser Lord.
Blame Lord Kusanali.
Maybe he was, or not. he, but they were the Archon's like understudy or something. So
Maybe,
you had
yeah, that's true.
Lord and the Lesser Lord.
Yeah.
And the name just kind of stuck, even though they're not the Lesser Lord anymore.
Mm-hmm. I mean, there's
Or what if they use like their wisdom powers to revive the original Dendro
wisdom
Archon?
power.
And like,
No,
then
I
there's the
don't know.
different
You might be Albedo right now, but I don't know if your wisdom powers are coming through.
yeah.
I don't know about that one. Well, hey, maybe. I'm not against it. I'm always down
the power
for
of
a
wisdom
different
is
option.
very strong.
It is very strong. That is true. That's very, very true. But in the case of Sumeru, honestly, I'm really looking forward to it. There's obviously Sinnoh, who a bunch of people are looking forward to.
Yeah, he looks
And
hype.
yeah, and then I can't remember her name from the manga. I don't know if you've read the Genshin manga. I can't remember her name.
Is it like the cloaked type
Yes,
girl
the
with green
cloaked
hair?
girl.
Yeah.
Yes, what's her name? Like Soli? I don't remember. I don't. I'm gonna stop before I mess it up even more. But
Yeah.
some people are hoping to see her with Sinnoh. So I'm actually.
What if she is Lesser Lord Kusanali?
I don't think she's Lesser Lord Kusanali. Lesser Lord Kusanali's been around for a while.
But like, what if she's been a while?
I mean, she's been experimented on recently. Lesser Lord Kusanali's been around for like the past 500 years about.
Yeah. If it's right though.
Hey, if you're right, then I'll have to give you credit.
Yeah.
I'll have to give
Heard
you
it here
credit.
first.
Yeah. And then, obviously, with Sumeru comes Dendro. Dendro, of course.
Mm-hmm. And I'm so hyped for Dendro. It's gonna make.
I think
the game a lot more
everybody's
fun.
ready for some Dendro action,
Yeah, 'cause
man.
I've been holding on to my Primo Gems for Baiju for so long, and I've just lost hope at this point.
Hey, you
He's
better
not
keep
coming out
holding.
until like 3 updates
3.0?
after Sumeru.
Yeah, you might have to wait a few updates after Sumeru, because I want Sumeru characters. I don't want no Leo characters. I want Sumeru characters.
Me too, but I also want Baiju so bad. He's
Oh,
so
man.
cool.
I think that's the cool part about like a new nation coming out. Like we're gonna get a flood of new characters, but at the same time, it's gonna suck for Primo Gems.
Yeah.
Even people with wallets, it's gonna suck, man. Because like you're gonna have to literally every patch, you're gonna be pulling out your wallet because you can't keep up with the Primo Gems. Oh man, it's gonna be great. It's gonna be great. I can't wait. I just love getting new characters, and I'm really hoping that the Sumeru Pyro characters are just on point. I'm ready. I'm ready for some Sumeru
I feel
Pyro.
like Sumeru is if I'm correct in this assumption, it will be the best area in the game. That is my
Okay,
prediction.
now you're just lying.
And the music is gonna go so hard in that.
The music
region.
better go hard. It's
Gonna
Egypt.
go. Yeah, it's gonna go harder. Like Middle Eastern music.
It's supposed to be like Egypt,
goes so
India.
hard.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
supposed to be like it better go Koli. Yes, that was the name. Thank you. Yeah. That it better go hard because I'm ready. I'm ready for some Sumeru vibes. It looks like it's going to be a super fun region from what I've read, but I want to see. And also, I was kind of sad about the 2.6 patch preview because I was praying
Me
for
too.
some Sumeru news. I was.
Yeah,
But
it makes me worried.
no. Because you remember how they gave us a sneak peek of Inazuma for like 2 patches before the 2.0 patch?
Yeah.
I think that due to the fact that they didn't give us anything for 2.6, I think we can assume that there's going to be a patch 2.7 and a patch 2.8. I think we can assume that.
Which is not preferable because I want Sumeru's.
No, but like
Really
think
bad.
about it. If they do that if they do it like that, they're probably trying to aim patch 3.0, which is supposed to be, if we keep following the typical schedule, where the Dendro Archon's supposed to be released, right? So they might be trying to aim that patch 3.1. They might be trying to aim patch 3.1 to happen around anniversary, basically become the anniversary patch. Because think about it, what's more hype than dropping an Archon on anniversary?
Dropping 2 Archons on anniversary.
Yeah, you need to stop being greedy. But you're not wrong.
I mean,
But real talk, I think that's what they're doing. That's probably what they're aiming for. I think that is it's the move. It's the move. So yeah,
It's
we'll
the
have to
move.
wait. We'll have to wait. Hopefully, Chasm can keep us busy for 3
For
patches.
The next
3
like,
patches.
6
Holy snap!
months, 4 months, 5 months,
4.5
3
months.
4.5 months.
Yeah, 4.5 months.
Wow.
Yeah, it's gonna have to. We have like 4.5 months before we can even think about starting Sumeru. That's rough.
That's a couple.
It's going to be a while, and it's the more you think about it, the more it hurts. So
Mm.
Yeah.
just gotta.
Yeah, just make it through, man. Just make it through. Take your time. Take it easy. Play other games. We'll get there one day.
Yeah.
One
I'm
day.
just so hyped for the music. It's gonna be so good. That's
Oh yeah, 100%. I agree. Anyway,
yeah. That's my yeah.
let's move on. Let's move on. So, rats. It's that
Yes.
time of stream, man.
That time.
It's that time.
the
We gotta
claw.
ask you some questions. Questions and answers. Yeah,
And
man.
answers. You're gonna ask me questions and answers.
Oh well.
I'll ask
Okay.
the answers.
Oh, you'll ask the
Okay.
answers.
All right.
All right, man. So, easy one to start it off. Why did you start playing Genshin?
Well, basically, I was sick one day. It was like a couple days after Genshin came out. And so I was just on my PS4 and I didn't know what to play. So I just went to the PS Store and I saw in free games Genshin Impact and I was like, okay. So I downloaded it and then I played it. And that's how. It's not a very interesting story, but I just found it on the PS Store and downloaded it and then played it and I was like, oh, this is pretty cool. And then I put it down for like during the Venti banner, I played it for a couple days and then I stopped. But then I came back during the whichever one was after Klee, Tartaglia, I think.
Mhm.
Yeah, I came back then and then I just grinded it a lot. So yeah, that's how I started it. Nothing too interesting, but
Hey, man.
I mean-
sometimes it's just that simple. I mean, that's just how
Yeah,
it is. Sometimes it's
sometimes you
just that
just-
simple.
yeah.
Okay, so what got you into content creation? Because you were doing content creation for a minute.
Yeah, so I started. Are you talking about Genshin content creation or just
Content creation.
Okay, so I started in like 3 or 4 years ago, I think, maybe 5, probably 4. But anyway, so I made like 2 videos just for like whatever, didn't really care. But then I started making like parody Fortnite films, like parodying the Fortnite short films that like those YouTube channels were making.
Mhm.
And there it was like, oh, these are kind of fun to make, even though they were so low quality, but it was just like fun to make. making parodies of Fortnite films. And
Yeah.
then I kind of just got into it because do you know Share Factory, the application on
Yes,
the PS?
yes. Valk knows
Yeah,
it very
so-
well.
So yeah, before I got a PC, I just used Share Factory, and I can't use it anymore because like my hard drive like corrupted or something for a bit,
Mhm.
and now it just won't open, and I don't really know how to fix that. So maybe I will one day. But so yeah, I just like made garbage content on Share Factory and just pumped it out nonstop, and it was funny, but it was so low quality, and I pretty much just uploaded whatever for a long time until I started making Genshin content. But yeah, that's I kind of just got into content creation, just
Hey, man, like I said, sometimes it's just that simple. All right,
yeah.
so let's get into the spicy questions now. Alright.
Spicy, okay.
So, who's your favorite character in the game and why?
Well, my favorite character, it's got to be Mr. Albedo, the legend himself.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I didn't
I
see
just-
that one coming.
yeah, definitely not. Definitely not. But his lore just goes very hard. He's got the good lore, and his character design is cool. And he was the first character I got to friendship level 10, and he's my most used character. And I got him back in whenever he came out, 1.2, I think. And
Mhm.
Yeah.
like, I got him on Christmas, which was really hype. And like, I also didn't have that guaranteed 50-50. And because I got John Lee, Mr. John Lee. I know that's not how you pronounce his name, but but anyway, but I wanted him really bad, and I was like, wow, this guy's cool. So I got him, and then I was like, dang, he's really good. And now my albedo does like 30k a hit.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
I see you. I see
Yeah.
you.
my
All right.
albedo is pretty good. Like I think I got him to like, I was doing Spiral Abyss, and I got like 50k a hit, and I was like, I like some modifiers on, but like,
Oh yeah, of course.
yeah.
All right. Who's a better
Yeah.
waifu, Ganyu or Kaching?
I dislike them both greatly.
Well, you got to pick one.
Okay.
Can't walk out of here without picking one.
Well, it's hard to say because I don't have Ganyu, but I do have Kaching, and I used to main her until I realized she was bad. But before that, I mained her.
That's how you
And-
feel.
Yeah, I think she was like my second level 80 character, and I got that black sword from the battle pass and
Heck
like
yeah.
got it max level, and then I don't even use her anymore. I still use the black sword on Ayaka, but Kaching was, so maybe her, but I think Ganyu. If I had Ganyu, I would say actually Ganyu, because she looks more fun to play. But Kaching is fun to play, but Ganyu looks more fun. But I don't like either of their characters, which is an unpopular opinion, I know. But
Oh man. Okay. Next question. Oh, you're gonna get a few more. So, who between these two, who's a better waifu, Beidou or Hu Tao?
Beidou.
That's how you
She was
feel?
my.
That's really how you feel?
That's how I feel.
Wow, that's crazy. What does
Beidou-
Beidou got?
So she was my first level 80 character, and I used to main Beidou, and she's still one of the funnest characters to play with the parry, with the boink, and then the star. Like that goes hard, and I think she's just kind of more. I don't know. I think Hu Tao has the better character design. I like Hu Tao's character design. It's nice, but who I used longer? I have Hu Tao. I used her, and then I was like, I don't know. Hu Tao just isn't for me, which is another unpopular opinion because literally everyone has Hu Tao and loves Hu Tao. I
That's
think.
how you okay. You know what? We're
Well,
done
I
with this
like that.
question. Now we're moving on.
No, I'm with you on that, Krats. I'm with you on that.
You like Beidou? Yeah. Her
Yeah.
gameplay's fun, even if she's not the best character. It's fun.
Beidou's a good character.
Yeah.
There's no question there. All right, all
She has
right.
a parry mechanic.
Yeah, she
Parry
do.
mechanic's so good.
She do. All right. Next up, Eula or Ningguang?
That is hard because Eula is one of my best DPSs. That's also how Eula videos were what made my channel get popular in the first place. Well,
Mhm.
not popular, but increase in size.
Yeah.
But Eula is one of the, in my opinion here, most boring characters in the game, like personality-wise.
Wow.
But
Did you
wait, who
not
was
see
it?
Drunk Eula?
Did I? Wait, when did Drunk
You didn't
Eula
even
happen?
do the event. Nah.
When did Drunk Eula happen?
Nah. Ningguang. It's Eula and Ningguang. You need to do the event in 2.0, or maybe it's over. I don't even know. It might not even be up anymore.
Was it
I'm
this
over
update?
yet.
Yeah, the drinking event.
Oh, okay, I didn't do it. But Ningguang, I like Ningguang more. Her character design's cooler, and I just like that she's really rich. It's because there's not many characters that are like I'm
What are you talking about? Xingqiu's rich. Kyle's rich. You know what? Hydro
Yeah,
boys
but
are
they don't
rich.
flex. They don't
Hydro
flex.
Hydro boys are rich. What the heck?
Yeah, for real. But like Ningguang just always like, guess what? I got so much money and I'm gonna spend it.
True.
And it's like, I'm gonna make you do this 10 trillion long hour quest to build the Jade Chamber, and then I'm going to maybe break it again, maybe.
Yeah.
Which is kind of annoying, but
yeah.
I don't know.
It's funny because her character's actually the exact opposite. She hates spending money. That's why her
Why
favorite.
is she spending so much money all the time then?
That's why her favorite food is the what is it? The
Mora
Mora
meat?
meat. Yeah, because it's a cheap food in Leeway.
Gimme.
It's like the hot pockets of Leeway.
Gimme. I love Hot
Dang.
Pockets.
And also, I don't know, I think Ningguang is more fun to play, but Eula is definitely the stronger character. Like, her burst does so much damage. But
Eh. So you pick Ningguang over Eula.
yeah, I would.
All right, last.
My opinions are always not.
Hey,
the
no,
popular
man.
one.
It's okay. It's okay. Last
yeah.
question: who's better, Ito or Zhongli?
Gonna have to probably Mr. John Lee.
Can't
Because
blame you.
Ito's cool, but I still haven't done his quest. And also, I spent 180 wishes, and I got him on... Well, I spent the full cycle of wishes to get him.
You hard pitied Ito.
I hard pitied Ito. And I
Dang.
lost the 50-50 to Kaching, which is an L. But... And Zhongli, he's been with me since day one of 1.1.
Mm-hmm.
Whenever he came out. 1.1?
1.1.
Yeah. And
1.1.
yeah, and that was pretty hype because then they buffed him, and so he was like insane,
Mhm.
and nobody had him. Well, people had him, but like he just kind of broke the game, and he's
He did.
just cool. His lore and character is cool, and his voice actor goes hard.
Eh.
Mr. Keith Silverstein.
Hey,
Well,
I
at
can't
least
blame
English.
you. I can't blame you, man. All right.
Yeah.
So, super last question. If you could give the peeps in chat some life advice, what would it be?
Some life advice.
Some life advice. Share that wisdom, Mr. Albedo.
Okay, my life advice would.
Did you just cut out?
Amazing life advice.
Amazing life.
That is the absolute best life advice I think I've ever heard.
Wow. Absolutely nothing. Well, I guess that's it for the Teyvat Hangout.
That was amazing life advice. I'm gonna take that with me to the grave. I've
Yeah,
become a better
man.
person today.
I think you guys all just learned something.
Hold on. My internet just disconnected on my PC. Hold up.
He just shared the secret of life with all of you. Were you guys listening?
Wait, did you even did the life advice say like
Nobody heard anything.
So
And you know-
the secret.
Yeah, you just cut out. And you know what? That's good enough for me. Anyway, guys, that's it for this episode of the Teyvat Hangout. Sorry for the internet issues. I know that it caused some quality issues. I will make sure that it's fixed by next time. But until then, greatly appreciate you, Krats, for coming in. Krats8k.
Thank you.
Actually, guys, heads up. Krats8k came in as like an emergency guest star because we were supposed to have Kyoku, but Kyoku unfortunately is dealing with some stuff in the hospital. So Krats stepped up to the plate and filled the spot. So greatly appreciate them, man. And then also Valk,
Yes.
always thank you for showing up. Greatly appreciate you.
Thank you for having me.
Yeah,
Glad
as
to be here.
always.
Thank you for having me as well.
Yeah.
My
But yeah.
internet will not come back on.
Yeah, it'd be like that sometimes. But hey, greatly appreciate everybody that showed up to the stream. You guys are awesome. If you guys want to check out Krats8k's channel, the link is pinned above the chat. So you can go check it out. Maybe look at some content. If you enjoy it, hey, hit that subscribe button. But anyway, I hope you guys all have a wonderful day. Latom as always. And, I mean, you guys got anything else to say?
Well, I do,
Go for it, man.
Say it, Krats.
but I'll say it after.
After what? We're ending. There's no whatever. We're done.
Leave it on
Bye.
a cliffhanger.
We're done. We're out of here.
All
All right. You guys have a good one. Bye.
right. Oh, excellent.